Yes, Mr. John.
Sons of this royal school rejoice. Bless the day when each in mother's gentle voice come and whisper to the air. The college is not to boast the name of glory, but the youngest in the college can add this to his life story. The college is mine. When we left the halls of learning and shall tread lesson away, though we mourn our youth with yearning, if we have learnt Master's taught, or to work or play or sing, and have them and caught, it's not good to the college is thine, the college is thine.
Good morning, everyone. Please stand for the national anthem and let's all pray together. Praise be to you, Almighty God, creator of all difficulty. Help us, O God, to make of our beloved country of Trinidad and Tobago is a virtual assembly
for or to signal the end of the academic year 2019-2020. I have labeled this final assembly, I Can't Breathe, perhaps to honor the Black Lives Matter movement as an institution, certainly an institution that has been at the heart, at the core of critical thinking. Movements such as these cannot be taking place without our thinkers, our philosophy being modified to reflect the times. So I will have a discussion with you this morning with that as the backdrop. So I welcome all of our students, all of our teachers who are with us, and I know that many parents take the opportunity as well to join in and be part of our final assembly. 2020 thus far has been a very trying time for us. But make no doubt, this is going to be one of the most historic years of all time. Because in truth and in fact, we are very much part of a revolution. That revolution may have been started by a virus which is unseen, that has been responsible for radical changes in the way in which we do everything, the way in which we greet each other. Education is never going to be the same. The way we do business is going to change. Everything that we do is about to face and is presently undergoing radical change. And by the very definition of a revolution, that is what the word revolution stands for: radical change. As if Corona was not enough, we had in the United States of America the death of a black man by the name of George Floyd. And that also caused a chain of actions that is sure to bring about radical change in the entire world. Therefore, all of you students, I hope you are going to take this opportunity to recognize that you are very much a part of history, one of the most historic years that is going to be recorded in all of the history books. 2019-2020 as an academic year, of course, was very trying. And I don't know if it is actually accurate to refer to it as an academic year. It may have been more of an academic half year, since so many time or so much time was lost in terms of us being in the classroom and being together here at Queen's Royal College. Nonetheless, we attempted to continue with online learning with its numerous challenges. I want to take this opportunity to thank, first and foremost, the management team of Queen's Royal College that played a pivotal role in assisting the Vice Principal, Mr. Irfan Mohammed, and myself in rolling out the plans and executing exactly how we were going to embark upon our online learning. Secondly, I want to thank the entire staff of Queen's Royal College. Now, I'm fully aware that as students, even as parents, some of our teachers would have engaged the young men far more regularly than others. We know what some of those issues are. Nonetheless, I take this opportunity to thank the entire staff for its support, and to all of those teachers who really took the time out to engage our young men. I say a heartfelt thank you, not only from the administration, the Ministry of Education, but from the young men themselves and from their parents. Thank you for a job well done. I want to take the opportunity as well to thank the Q.R.C. PTA, all the parents for your patience. I want to thank our entire MTS staff and especially our MTS guards who would have been on work even during the very trying times when we were all on lockdown. I don't think that we can move forward. I can bring the academic year to an end without an expression of gratitude to all of those individuals. And finally, most importantly, to the young men of Queen's Royal College, thank you very much for being patient, for being resilient, and for giving your best effort. So allow me to have a brief discourse with you this morning. As I said, I've labeled this morning I Can't Breathe in honor of the Black Lives Matter movement and the changes that we need to see taking place in our society. So the waves of change are crashing onto the shores of the world. Education, as I said, is never going to be the same. How we do business is never going to be the same. This generation must embrace the change. And in fact, you must fashion and be the change. It is important that you understand your history. I know that history is not a compulsory subject, but in truth and in fact, it really should be. It is important that we understand our history, where we came from. We at Queen's Royal College, for example, must embrace the fact that our very institution was established during the belly of colonialism. We can't change that. It means, therefore, that as an institution, we were born and bred out of colonialism. However, we have to ask ourselves, teachers, students, parents, are we going to continue or are we going to hold on to the ideas of colonialism? Or are we going to be critical thinkers and agents of change as we put our hands on the pulse of the world? I've been asked on several occasions to give my own opinion on the removal of the statues. For example, the removal of the Columbus statue in the heart of Port of Spain. As a history teacher, I've said on a number of occasions, it is not a matter of whether I agree or disagree. History is, in fact, a recording of the feelings, the vibes, the pulse of the age, of the era, of the time. So it is obvious to me that right now, with the winds of change sweeping through the world, the time has come for the statue to be removed. The will of the people is what is going to prevail. History is going to record what has happened. It is important, though, that we understand our history because it is going to dictate who we are. It is going to play a pivotal role in you young men establishing your legacy. And what is going to be your legacy? George Floyd, as he died in front of the world under the knee of a white police officer, uttered the words, "I can't breathe." He wasn't the first to utter those words because many black men would have died uttering the same words. If we look at our society, we are going to recognize that the systemic racialism, the lack of liberalism, that freedom that is denied many would cause quite a few of us to utter those words, "I can't breathe." And I want you to think about broadening the concept behind those very words, "I can't breathe." Yes, insofar as the Black Lives Matter movement is concerned, it is dealing specifically with the loss of Black lives at the hands of agents of the system that are discriminatory. That is something that is moving what is taking place throughout the world. But I want you to think in terms, I want you young men of Queen's Royal College to think in terms of your very actions. I want you to take just a couple of seconds and think about the bully at school, the individual who is unwilling to be diplomatic, always willing to use force, always willing to embarrass someone in your class that you may not see as strong, always willing to call another individual homosexual. I ask if actions such as those, if we look at the symbolism of actions such as those, are actions such as those not placing your knees on the throats of others and causing them not to be able to breathe. These are things that we have to think about as an institution. How do we modify some of our practices in light of the changes that are going to be taking place within our society? I feel very proud to be part and parcel of an institution, say, for example, that is going to be graduating a young man who came in as fully autistic. When he came in, I am sure that the sentiments expressed by George Floyd he may have felt. But certainly his years at Queen's Royal College allowed him to breathe. Once you are part of this institution, therefore, you must adopt the attitude and the approach that your actions are going to allow individuals the opportunity to breathe. You must be fair. You must be willing at all times to lend support to others. You must be willing to be collaborative. You must be willing to get your particular point of view across with respect and dignity. You must be willing to listen to the point of view of others. That is very important. And you must also be willing to give the opportunity to grow to other individuals. When we are able to do these things, then we will be agents of change, facilitating the breathing of others. And nobody is going to be able to turn to any graduate of Q.R.C. or any individual presently attending Queen's Royal College and say the words to any of us, I can't breathe. Our actions must never deny individuals the breath of life, nor deny them their dignity and liberalism. I thought that I would touch a bit on that this morning for us to think about. We are not too young, even our first formers who may be listening on, you're not too young to bring all of these things into your conscious thought, recognizing that you are very much a part of history. Because as I said, 2020 in the history books will be recorded as one of the most important years in the history of mankind. Embrace the change, be the change, students of Queen's Royal College, and ensure always that we allow everyone around us the ability to breathe. Now, let me focus on some of the things that we are going to see taking place. I want to first and foremost, just as I did last time, have a chat with each of my year groups. So, Form 1, our present Form 1, who will be going into Form 2, I want you to really enjoy your holidays. As I said to you the last time, you have the most time. This unfortunate circumstance is probably going to have educationally the least impact on you. So I want you, as much as possible, to thoroughly enjoy your vacation. Do some reading, ensure that you engage in things that are going to enhance you educationally, but really enjoy your holidays. The same applies to second going in to third form. You also have the opportunity to spend some time revising some of your work, ensuring that you do the things that you like, read, but again, enjoy the time that you have because you do have still time on your hands. The present third form, this is when we start to get a little more cautious in terms of how we use our vacation period. I want you as well to enjoy your holidays. However, you must be mindful of the fact that you are coming up to a very important junction in your educational career. Very soon, at the start of November, when you return, once we return in September, at the start of November, you will be choosing your subjects and beginning your CSEC program. The choice of subject is a very important junction in that educational journey that we have already started embarking upon. If you know that you would like to read for certain subjects, it means that you have a lot of work to do in those subjects because we would have lost time. You must use a holiday period to ensure that you can make up some of that time. So I'm suggesting to the present third form that you should revisit your schemes of work, especially in the subjects that you wish to choose to do at the CSEC level. Parents, ensure that your youngsters, those of them in third form moving up into fourth form, enjoy their holidays, but ensure that part of that holiday is spent consolidating, especially in the subject areas that they wish to read for at CSEC. Our fifth and sixth formers, you we will speak to in a special assembly. And the ones that I just the last time, the ones that I spent quite a lot of time speaking to, our present fourth formers. I want to repeat again that when I look as an administrator as what is taking place, I really believe that you are in the most ticklish position. You are in a position where once things go back to normal or as normal as they can be, you will be treated as if nothing happened. And that is what scares me because I am unsure that CXC is going to make any modifications to your exams if we go back to normal. However, you would have lost considerable time as a result of the COVID-19 disease. It means, therefore, that you have no holidays. While you are going to enjoy life, because once we have been afforded the opportunity to see a next day, we should enjoy it. Your holidays must be used, all of it, to ensure that you go over the work that you would have missed in your CSEC program. That is very important. Remember, many of you would have SBAs to do. The time that we would have lost, many teachers would have been taking you through the paces, ensuring that you understand the skills that are necessary for you to do your SBAs. You would have lost all of that. It means, therefore, that when we begin in September, you are going to be pushing yourself Teachers are going to push you. Parents ought to be pushing you at a frenetic pace because you will only have a couple of months before your external exams begin. It means, therefore, that these 2 months are crucial to your success in terms of your certification. And I want all fourth formers, present fourth formers going into fifth form to internalize that. I want parents to understand the challenges that they are going to face when we return. When we come back, our teachers are going to be pushing SBAs, they are going to be pushing the new material that must be covered, and they will also be consolidating and going over work that would have been done virtually. All of those things would be taking place simultaneously, and our fifth formers will be under extreme pressure. Now, you can reduce the amount of pressure that you will be under if you use these 2 months very, very wisely. So I'm saying to you that you need to make a very serious sacrifice and you need to totally give up these holidays and treat them as a continuation period for you to move forward and to consolidate on the subject matters that would have been covered virtually by your various teachers. Allow me to just give an insight into how we are going to operate very briefly so that you will understand, young men. When we return to school, we are going to spend about a month and a half. We probably will go till the end of October, maybe 2 months, where we are going to teach, reteach what would have been done. And that will be done at second, third form, and the fourth form levels. Those individuals going to fifth form, what is going to happen is, as I just explained, you have to do a combo. So their teachers are going to be pushing ahead. They are going to be consolidating with you. You are going to be doing SBAs. You are going to be doing the full mix. Our first formers who are going to come in, of course, and our lower sixers, whenever they come in and they begin their programs, they will start from scratch. So when I presume in the middle of October, so more towards the end of October, we get our batch of first formers. They are going to start their secondary school program. And when we have results and we choose our sixth form contingent, when they come in, they are going to begin their CAPE program. So we are going to reteach for the first 2 months at all levels because we would not have our first formers, neither would we have our sixth formers, the lower six when we begin, except at fifth form and upper six, because upper six will be starting the second year of their CAPE program. Parents, a lot more information is going to be coming your way. In fact, working with the PTA, I will be engaging in a virtual meeting with parents where we are going to explain exactly how we are going to operate. And at that meeting, both myself and the vice principal will be available to answer any questions that parents have as to how we proceed. So academically, that is the plan. Departments are going to determine exactly how they operate, and you, the students, are going to be given that information even before you come out to school. When you begin in September, hopefully, we will also keep sharing information as to how we plan to move ahead. Allow me now to speak about how the school is dealing with and plans to deal with the whole issue of safety. By the end of next week, we should have established throughout the school no less than about 15 to 20 wash stations, that is sinks, that will be put up. We are referring to them as sanitization banks. So we plan to set up a couple areas where you are going to have 4 to 5 sinks made available to all our students. So the area in front of the art room where teachers park just in front of the gym as you come into the school, in the area just outside of the science block, outside of the physics lab, we are going to set up additional taps there. And we are also going to set up additional sinks and taps outside of the west block, just on the borders of the field, as well as in the general area of the prefabs. So the plan is quite apart from the present accommodation that we have with our sinks. I would say sinks, but our taps. We are going to be establishing those sanitization banks, and we hope to have no less than 20 set up throughout the school. The Ministry of Education has provided us with sanitizing liquid. They've also provided us with soap, and we do have a supply of some tissue. So we intend to use all of that. These things are, some of them are going to be established, as I said, and well in place for exams, which are going to begin on the 13th of July. So we are well moving into attempting to make the compound as safe as we possibly can. I want to take this opportunity to talk to the young men and to the parents who may be listening as well. It is very, very important that we keep drilling in the minds of our young men the significance and the importance of proper hygiene. If by the time they return in September, once everything goes according to plan, it is almost a habit that they are consistently washing their hands, using their sanitizers, etc., then our job is going to be made that much easier. When we return, of course, entrance to the compound must begin through the use of your mask. We are a school. We are about uniformity. We are about properly organizing ourselves. As I said, we are about establishing a legacy. And you must think about what your legacy is going to be. In light of that, individuals will not be allowed to come in any color, mask, and that sort of thing with different branding on the mask. We are going to have our Q.R.C. masks branded in that way. We are hoping to give individuals an option. We are looking to keep it to no more, than $30 per mask. But each individual is going to have to come with their Q.R.C. mask. A lot more information is going to be provided on this to the parents, and you will know where and when you will be able to get your Q.R.C. masks. You must wear a mask to come onto the compound. There are going to be clear guidelines given to us by both the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health as to how we operate. As far as I know at this point in time, it is not expected that when students go into the classrooms that they are going to have the masks on. However, when they are outside and moving and in close proximity with each other, they are going to be required to wear the masks. And we are going to have uniformity insofar as our masks are concerned and what is allowed on the compound. Those things, I think, as I said, are very, very important. As I come to an end, and I am going to allow the vice principal to say his words before I close off as well. I want to speak to the young men about positive affirmation. Now, the last time I spoke to you, we spoke almost in the midst of a total lockdown. And at that point in time, I know that there was a great deal of apprehension, in some instances, even fear. With God's grace, astute leadership and guidance, and the application of some common sense, we have been able to make giant strides in terms of dealing with the present situation we are dealing with. I want the Q.R.C community to make use of the facilities which are going to focus on allowing us to be mentally strong. Our guidance officer has been doing a wonderful job in terms of having particular programs, making herself accessible to individuals. I want to urge parents to ensure that you utilize whatever vehicles are available to you to allow for the mental wellness of our young ones. But most importantly, I want the students of Queen's Royal College to have positive affirmations. I want you to think positively. I want you to speak positively at all times, because that is what is going to make a major difference in your life. Look at what is taking place as a perfect opportunity for change. Look at what is taking place now as the launching pad of your particular career that is going to be guided by the new normal. So you must be looking at how you are going to embrace change and make change work for you. Managing change is never ever an easy thing, but what we must recognize that is that change brings opportunity. And once there is the opportunity, once you are positive and you are always giving positive affirmations, then you are going to be successful. Not you may be successful. So I am speaking positively. You are a member of Queen's Royal College. It means that you have blue blood running through your veins, and that blue blood is regal. So that with positive affirmations, you are going to be successful. There is a very, very poignant quote which goes like this. It says, the ancestor of every action is a thought. Those words came from Emerson. The ancestor of every action is a thought. And if that thought is a positive thought, then the action is going to be a positive action. And if you have positive actions, your results are going to be positive. And I want all students to understand that. As Blue Bloods, as Royalians, we are always positive, and positive thoughts bring positive results. Allow me now to have the vice principal of the school say a few words to you before I return to end this morning's assembly. Mr. Mohammed.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the opportunity to address you this morning. I would like to say thank you very much to our principal for those very inspiring, enlightening, and instructive words. I hope that you would pay close attention, our young men in particular, and take heed. It was a very comprehensive message, so I'm not going to keep you much longer. Just to say to you that I really do hope that you use the time that you have moving forward to engage yourself, have fun, but prepare yourself for the challenges that you will face when we see each other in September. I would like to pick up on the point that the principal made in particular about reading, which is very, very important. So I would like to urge each and every one of you to nurture that love for reading. Get involved in reading anything. If you like comics, start with what you like. For those of you who don't like to read, start with whatever you like, things that are interesting to you, and develop that love for reading, because Reading is what is going to take you through. There are many, many benefits of reading apart from the obvious. It helps you to develop your vocabulary, it gives you ideas, develop your critical thinking skills, expand your ability to express yourself. All of those things come from reading. So I would like to urge you to spend some time, develop some goals, set some goals for reading over the next 2 months that you have away from us, and prepare yourselves as well. With that in mind, I would like to thank all our parents, our teachers, all other stakeholders for the support over the last academic year, which has been a very, very trying one. Wish you all the very best over the next few months, and we look forward to seeing you again in September. I now pass you back to our principal for his final words. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed. I would not be going any further, really. I've said what I needed to say to you in what would have been a longer than normal final assembly, but I think it was important for us, first and foremost, to be in the moment, to discuss as an institution, have you think about what is taking place right now in the world, not only with what is taking place with the coronavirus, because the last time we spoke, that was the only thing. But since then, the winds of change as a result of the death of George Floyd in the US has been taking over the entire world. So that is something that is not going to pass and not have an impact on the great institution that is Queen's Royal College and on you, the eventual products of Q.R.C. So having said that, next week, Wednesday, we are going to meet with all of our fifth and sixth formers in what will be our virtual dismissal assembly to our fifth and sixth formers. We are going to talk to individuals there about the guidelines and go through everything that is going to take place. And that assembly begins at 10 a.m. next week, Wednesday. So we are going to do that. We sign off. Once again, I want to say thank you to the PTA, to the staff of Queen's Royal College, to all of the parents, to all of our supporters, and to all of the young men of Queen's Royal College. Do enjoy your holidays, and we do look forward to seeing you in September yet again, when hopefully we are going to be able to have a year that is not going to be punctuated. Magnum S. Q.R.C. Thank you.